The Odyssey is the sequel to Homer's Iliad and tells the story of Odysseus' journey home from Troy. Odysseus is married to Penelope, and right before he leaves for Troy, he has a son, Telemachus. He makes Penelope promise that once Telemachus is fully grown and has a beard, she'll remarry. Trojan War is 10 years, the Odyssey is another 10 years, so he's gone for 20 years. So all of her suitors who think Odysseus is dead are getting kinda tired of waiting around. So she says once she's finished making Odysseus a veil, she'll marry someone new. So during the fall of Troy, two important things happen. Cassandra is defiled at Athena's temple, and Poseidon never gets credit for unleashing sea monsters, and in doing so, Odysseus commits an act of hubris. So let's talk about Cassandra. Cassandra is the daughter of Priam and Hecuba. She's a princess of Troy, and she's been gifted with the ability to see into the future. That's great, but Apollo likes her, and she won't get with him, so he curses her, and so that nobody will ever believe her prophecies, even though she always knows the truth. Agamemnon is the one that kidnaps her. Hubris is a sort of extreme arrogance where people even forget to thank the gods for what's happened to them. And so when Odysseus fells Troy, he claims that he did it single-handedly, and Poseidon is kind of upset because he unleashed these sea monsters to help him. So Poseidon and Athena broke this crazy storm and sent Odysseus all over the world, which you hear later, actually. After a while, Athena's like, you know what, I feel bad, let's help him. So she goes to Zeus, finds out where he is, he's with Calypso, and she has Calypso set him free, and then sends his son Telemachus to go around and try and find information about him. Telemachus finds Nestor, and Nestor says, you know what, go talk to Menelaus, I've heard he's heard of him. Menelaus says that Odysseus is with Calypso, or that's what he's heard anyway. Meanwhile, Odysseus escapes from Calypso, but his fleet is again wrecked. He then swims for 2 days to Phoenicia. So he wakes up on the shores of Phoenicia, naked, and found by this princess of Phoenicia, who takes him to her father, and they take him in, and they feed him and everything. And he tells them about his adventures, and he encounters the Lotus Eaters, Polyphemus the Cyclops, Aeolus the King of the Winds, cannibals, Circe the Sorceress. He goes to the underworld, and he faces Scylla and Charybdis. So in this story, the lotus is actually a drug. When you eat it, you get very lethargic, you don't want to leave, you just want to eat some more of the lotus. So then in a cave, they're held hostage by the Cyclops Polyphemus. In trying to escape him, they blind him, and when the Cyclops calls out who his attacker was, Odysseus says he is Nemo, no man. So when Polyphemus runs to the others, they're like, nope, Nemo attacked me, no man attacked me, and they think he's crazy. So he meets Aeolus, and Aeolus is the king of the winds, and he gives him all the storm winds in a bag, and as long as they stay in there, they won't blow him away from Ithaca anymore. He tells him not to open it, but Odysseus' crew open it, and they blow him further from Ithaca. Then cannibals destroy most of their ships. So Circe is this sorcerer who doesn't like men, she turns them into pigs. So Hermes warns Odysseus before he meets Circe, gives him the special herb, she can't turn him into a pig, she falls for him, he hangs out there for a year, and then she tells him what to do. She says go to the underworld, he does, and he meets 3 ghosts. First, he meets an old crew member who asks for a proper burial. Then he meets Tiresias, the blind prophet, who tells him how to get home and warns him of Scylla and Tribaldus later. And he talks to his dead mom, who informs him about the situation at home with his wife and the suitors. Somewhere in there, he encounters sirens, and sirens, their songs lure sailors to their death on sharp rocks. So he plugs all of his sailors' ears with wax, and then they tie him to the mast and don't plug his ears so he can experience the Song of Sirens. I don't know why, he just wanted to do it. I guess it's a man thing. So Scylla is a 6-headed sea monster on a rock, and Tribaldus is this giant whirlpool, and they're kind of right next to each other. You have to either go close to one or close to the other. Either way, you're pretty much doomed. So a bunch of Odysseus' guys die, they land on an island, they kill a sacred bull, and they're thrown into Tribaldus, and all of them drown except Odysseus. So now his story is over, and he leaves from Phoenicia, goes back to Ithaca. He meets his son for the first time, which is kind of cool, and he stays with a pig herder so no one knows who he is, and then he plans with his son to kill all of the suitors who mistreated Penelope and his, kingdom. So Athena gives Penelope this pen. She says, okay, have a suitor string Odysseus' bow and shoot an arrow through 12 axes. Whoever can do that is fit to be king. Well, the only person who can do that is Odysseus. So he comes in disguise, does it, he and Telemachus kill all of the suitors, and then he stays with Penelope. Sad little anecdote. In disguise, Odysseus doesn't want to blow his cover, so he blows off his dog who sees him, and his dog dies of heartbreak. It's kind of sad. Alrighty, I hope you found this helpful. Thanks for watching. Bye.